So let's say, I don't know, let's just say you were in Los Angeles, California. Look at that smog back there behind the traffic light. I thought, oh, maybe it's fog. Yeah, it's fog all day long. No, smog is ridiculous. But the point of this video, all this, you know, houses everywhere. You don't have really any yard whatsoever. Gotta keep it manicured though. You might get a fine.
We also found some grapevines.
Oh yeah, the grapevines were back that way. But picture the big one hits. You know, the big one. Earthquake. And you don't have any kind of supply. As I walked down these sidewalks, that's all I was thinking about. We're basically on foot, and there's a little downtown farmers market area and
oh, that place
stuff.
is awesome.
But again, I think about this. It doesn't even have to be that. It could be some other problem. What the fires came down here, some disaster. But typically with California and at least Los Angeles, you know, everyone's worried about, you know, the big one. And I'm like, oh my God, this thing just the 6.6 or whatever, and the 7.1 the next day. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going there next week, which is now. This is next week. And I'm like, oh, please tell me that they're done. I don't want to be sitting there in a hotel room or anything, feeling my freaking, you know, getting shook off the bed, thinking a spirit yanked me off the bed or something. A little ghost grabbed us. Like, oh no, just an earthquake, never mind. But it just reassures me of why you should have some kind of food storage, you know? A few months supply would be fantastic. A 6-month supply would be great. A year's supply, you're top notch. Of course, the ability to grow your own stuff is even better. So all these places in here, like I'm showing you, another street, is, I mean, you could do hydroponics, you could set a little bit up, but again, you're gonna need electricity, you're gonna need things. But the other issue is, when you see the traffic in Los Angeles, which, you know, we've all heard about, and I got to experience today, during a time when there wasn't traffic, and there was traffic, and I'm realizing just how many people per square mile or whatever, however you want to do the stats, there are actually out here. And then I remind myself of, not remind, but I think about dealing with said people in an emergency situation. You wouldn't want to be anywhere near here. The most populated centers of town. It reminds me of the old John Teeter time traveler story. When he asked about the safe places, his reply was, look at your vote rolls and see where basically where the, you know, you'll figure out where the best place not to be is, which is where the most voters are. Which is his way of saying it. And not to mention, you have a little, you know, scenery outside the side of your yard over there of a homeless something or another. The person, whoever it is nowhere to be seen. It's been out that way all day long. But I mean, look, that's the least of your problems. Just imagine all these people in an emergency, fighting over everything. Everyone is already fighting each other now, cutting each other off. I mean, even down this street, although the sun's like right in the way. Like at the end of the street, I can see, you know, like, oh, it's fog. Man, that ain't fog. This is smog. And the funny thing is, my daughter was like slapping some trees or like putting her hands out, going, brrr. And she's like, oh, my hand's dirty. What? Your hand's dirty?
Yeah, like it was filthy.
Like dirty. Just from slapping a couple little bushes that were recently trimmed. I'm like, what the hell's going on? You know, I've seen the imagery of China and stuff, but wow, you know, and basically this is because there's so many people here. That's why there's smog. And same with, just like China, it's the most populated place practically on Earth. Although India's, I'm not sure if India's worse, but same story. But India's not nearly as technologically advanced as China, to where they can create that kind of smog, at least like on the scale of China. But again, the biggest thing, dealing with all the chaos that would ensue, and how long would you have to deal with it for? Like, it just makes me so much more certain, like, please, crypto, I love you, crypto. Keep going. Had a little sell-off, you know, earlier today. Fine.
I just ran into a branch because
Nice.
I wasn't paying attention. Now let's hope my face isn't dirty.
Yeah. So that we can get some places, you know, out in the country that if we have any issues we could get to. But that's the other issue. What if you can't even get to your place out in the country? I mean, that would need a countrywide problem. That would mean a countrywide problem's probably happening. Unless you're like in LA and the big one hits and you're trying to get your bug out spot. Too bad, you're out of luck. But I don't know, just being here kind of made me think about this. It's beautiful, it's nice, the weather's phenomenal, like it's great. Fit people walking everywhere, health conscious as well, you know, like not too many heavy set people that I've run across, to be honest with you. You know, it's good environment. You know, people keep their houses, everything's well kept. You know, as we walk down the sidewalk, it smells good, you know, like this whole area. All the flowers and things. But just think of how quickly that would change.
The motorcyclists here are insane.
Oh yeah, the motorcycles, I guess it's legal for them to just fly up and down the lanes and next to you like it's nothing.
They go like incredibly fast.
Yeah. Not in Florida or most other parts of the US they get ticketed, but here it's like normal, I guess. But again, that's minor. That is a minor issue dealing with motorcyclists. So just hopefully the big one doesn't come, but you know what they've said, they've been waiting on this thing to come for years. I'm like, please let me just get in and out of here. I'm here for a little medical procedure for my daughter. And it's very minor, like it's a 40-minute procedure. But there's nowhere else in the country that does it for the sweaty hand problem she has. And we had to come here. So anyways, I'm kind of enjoying it, but also taking notes as I always do, as I, you know, can't help myself. When I'm in a new area, looking around and imagining things like, oh, if that happened, you know, just how devastating something would be where I'm at, you know, or the people that live here. Just, you know, when you're a doom and gloomer, you know, it just comes naturally. So just think about, you don't have a food storage or something.
Look, Daddy.
At the very least, get that. Take care.